Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm really excited because we're going to be doing my Ipsy try-ons for the month of August. So we have the Icon box this month, we have Glam Bag and the Boxycharm, and I got quite a bit of makeup, so we're going to be testing all of that today, as well as a few skincare products. So I'm very excited to share my thoughts with you guys on all of the products. This is kind of a little sneak peek of the look that I did today, so we're going to go ahead and get right on into this video. So if that sounds good to you, then be sure to keep on watching. Before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already and click the bell notifications. That way you're notified of all of my future uploads. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I am actually going to test a few of the skincare products today. I'm going to prep my skin before I do my makeup. So we have the Nuco Skin Serum to try. So this is the Skin Filter Serum. It's supposed to brighten and even the skin. Now I won't be able to give you guys my full thoughts on it because skincare takes a bit before you see like a difference in your skin. I'm not going to know if it does anything for my skin right away, but I can give you guys just kind of, my thoughts on the formula, the texture, stuff like that. So this is how the bottle looks. I like that it's a glass bottle. And let's go ahead and apply some to my skin. Yeah, it has like that same kind of weird smell that the other one that I've tried from them had. Like, just has a very like earthy plant kind of smell. Not my favorite scent, but this brand is more on the natural side, so I guess that's why it has like that kind of earthy scent. Not my favorite, but I do like the way this feels. Feels very hydrating. It's soaking into my skin really quickly, so I like that. Giving like a nice glow to the skin. So first impressions, I do like it. Just not really the smell that much, but other than that, I think it's a good serum. So yeah, let's move on to the moisturizer next. This is the MZ Skin by Dr. Mariam Zamani. So here's how the box looks, and then the packaging looks like this inside. It's a really nice fancy kind of jar. It feels really luxe. So let's go ahead and apply this to my skin as well and see how this feels. Yeah, this feels very like rich and like it's a thicker formula, I feel like, a little bit. Still feels like light on the skin, but you can definitely feel that the formula is a thicker cream because it does take a bit longer to absorb. But I do like this. I like the texture. It feels really nice and hydrating. My skin is definitely prepped and ready for makeup. So I'm going to let that soak in for a few minutes. In the meantime, let's move on to the lip oil. So I did get the Glow Reviver lip oil from e.l.f. This one's in the shade Pink Quartz. Now I pulled out my other one and compared them. And you guys, they're like a different color. So this is the one that I got in Ipsy, and this is mine. So if you guys can see, like, the new one is a lot brighter pink, I feel like, and then this one looks, is it just the packaging that it's in? I don't know. I'm gonna have to take it out of the packaging and see, because mine looks so much lighter than this one. No, it is still different. Look at that. So this is the new one and this is mine. The color is definitely different, but they're the same shade. They're both Pink Quartz. So I don't know if maybe they changed the shade because mine isn't that old. So I don't think it should like change color. I mean, I've only used it a few times. It's not that old. So I don't know, but I'm going to use my older one because the formula is still the same, even if the color isn't identical. But it's kind of weird that they look different, even though they're the same shade. But let's just apply some to my lips to kind of prep my lips for like when I do my lipstick. So yeah, we're nice and prepped now. So we can move on to primer. I do have a primer to test out, and this one is from Benefits, and this is the Professional Matte Primer. It's a mattifying primer to minimize the look of pores. And this is actually a new launch from them, so really excited to get this and be able to try it out because I definitely love trying out new primers. Matte primers aren't usually my go-to anymore, but I do like one from time to time, especially when I'm going to be wearing my makeup for a long period of time. I like, you know, to have more of a matte finish so that my skin doesn't get as oily. So yeah, I think this moisturizer is soaked in enough. So let's go ahead and add some of this primer. Now I feel like I'm just going to put the primer in my oily spots, which would be like my T-zone, because I don't feel like I need it all over my face. But let's just do like my T-zone area. I feel like that should be enough. Now this is definitely a different consistency than I would have expected for a matte primer. I feel like usually matte primers feel more silicone-y, but this one feels like hydrating. So let's see if it blurred my pores once I get this all rubbed in. I really like the way this feels. This feels different from a lot of other matte primers that I have. So let's see how we're looking. It definitely blurred my pores, especially here. This is where my pores are the most visible, I feel like. So this looks really good here. It looks a lot more smooth. And I don't know, I feel like it's pilling a little bit. But I don't know. Could just be because my moisturizer needed more time to set in. So I should have maybe waited a bit longer. But other than that, it looks really good. My skin feels like really smooth. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how foundation applies on top of that. But so far so good. I think, yeah, my skin is looking good. It's nice and hydrated, prepped, ready for foundation now. But before I do my base, I think we're gonna do my eyeshadow. That way I can just give my skin a bit more time for the products to soak in before I put foundation on top. So we're going to be testing out the Iconic London. This is the Treat Yourself eyeshadow palette. I'm actually really excited for this palette. It's really pretty. So here's how the shades look. So pretty, right? I can't wait to try out this formula. It's been quite a bit since I've tried out the Iconic London formula, and I know that they have different formulas depending on the palettes that you get, because they have different like size palettes. They have like smaller palettes, they have these bigger palettes, and I think the formulas aren't super consistent through all of them, but I don't know the last time I tried one of these bigger palettes, so I'm excited to try it and see how the shadows perform. But I need to prep my eyes with eyeshadow primer, so I'm just going to go in with, I'm going to use my P. Louise base for my eyes. And then we can go in with the eyeshadow. Okay, let me just get a brush to blend this. And then we also have some brushes to try out. So these are the Life brushes. We definitely have a few eyeshadow brushes in here. So I'm going to use those to do my eyes. And let's see which one. So I want to start off with probably this fluffier kind of crease brush. So this is called the Essential Blending Brush. I think I'm going to start with that. Or what about this one? I don't know. There's two that are kind of similar. This one is the crease defining brush and this one's the blending brush. So I don't know like which one, I guess either or, but I think I'm gonna just use this blending brush. And okay, I feel like I want to use some color today, whether it be the pinks in here or the teal colors. I'm not sure. I'm kind of probably leaning towards pink, to be honest, because I don't typically use like teals that much, but I might do like teal maybe like on the lower lash line or something. I'm not sure. I gotta look at this color story here for a second and see kind of what I want to do. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take the Cotton Candy shade right here. I'm gonna start with that one in the crease. That's just like a nice neutral kind of transition shade. And I like that I have a mirror here, so I'm probably just gonna use this mirror. Oh my goodness, there's quite a bit of fallout. I will say that right off the bat, like, ooh, there's a lot. So But yeah, let's go ahead and blend this into the crease. Oh, that's actually more pigmented than I thought it would be since it is such a light color. But I do like this color. It's a pretty like pink, very light, like almost like peachy pink. And the brush feels really nice and soft too. Like, I don't mind this at all. This brush feels really nice. Okay, I guess I'll take the crease defining brush to deepen up the crease. I think I'm going to take the taffy shade down here. So we'll do that in the crease as well, just to kind of deepen up this pink shade. I'm actually pleasantly surprised on the pigment of these. Like, I feel like these are performing really nicely. Like, they blend easily. I feel like the pigment's there, so I'm not mad at these shadows at all so far, at least the mattes, but we'll have to see how the shimmers perform, because I feel like that is gonna like make or break a palette for me. Like, if it doesn't have good shimmers, then I probably won't be as into this palette, just because I like a palette to have both mattes and shimmers that perform well. I don't like to have to, you know, switch between palettes, like use mattes from this palette, use shimmers from a different palette. I kind of just like to do everything all at once with one palette. So I need both formulas to be good. So I'm really hoping the shimmers are gonna be nice, but I really like the way this is looking. I feel like I should have zoomed you guys in, so maybe I'll just do that right now because I kind of forgot before. But this is how the eyeshadow looks, and I'm happy with it. I think the mattes were really nice, very easy to work with, so I'm happy with those. Now for the shimmer, I'm definitely going to try this Pink Lemonade shade right here. I might use another shimmer on top of that as well, because there's a nice like purpley shade here called Sweet Talker I might use as well. But let's start with the Pink Lemonade and let's see how this is going to look. Okay, so that's the swatch. Looks really pretty. So let's apply some of this to the inner corner. Ooh, that's really sparkly. That's actually way more sparkly than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, that is quite pretty. Like, look at that. I think I want to add another color. I'm going to use the Sweet Talker just to deepen that up. So here is Sweet Talker. Again, very pretty. Let's just add that a little bit in the middle. Yeah, these shimmers are actually quite nice. They feel like buttery soft to the touch. So I'm really liking that so far. I'll just swatch them on the back of my hand so you guys can see kind of how they swatch better. So that's the Pink Lemonade and Sweet Talker. Those are so pretty, right? I love that. So I'm really impressed with this palette, actually. I'm more impressed with it than I thought I was going to be, which I'm happy about because I feel like a lot of the times the Ipsy palettes we get are just disappointing. So this one's actually quite nice. I'm super happy to have gotten it because I can definitely see myself getting a lot of use out of it. Okay, I finished up my eyes and added mascara. Now I want to go in with concealer. Now I don't have a concealer from Ipsy, but I want to try out the concealer brush because I really think this is an interesting like shape and I just want to see how it applies to my concealer. So I'm just going to use my One Size concealer and just apply to the under eye a little bit, and then we can blend it out and see like how it blends my concealer. So let's go ahead and blend. Ooh, I really like how smooth this brush is. I feel like it makes the concealer just blend out so seamlessly. And I like the shape because it actually fits under your eyes so perfectly. You see how it's kind of like curved to kind of fit under the eye. I wonder if that's like why they made it this shape, but I do really like that because sometimes it can be hard to get, you know, into the corners here and just like under the eye fully. So I feel like this shape works so well for that. I really like this brush. This is definitely going to be a new go-to concealer brush for me. This was really nice. I love how soft it is as well. All right, now let's go in with what I'm most excited for, the blush. This is from Lunar Beauty. It's the Moon Prism Liquid Blush in the shade Fuego Fuchsia. Super excited for this. The color is so pretty. Now I feel like this is going to be super pigmented based on the swatch that I did in my unboxing video. So I'm just going to go in with one small dot to start because I don't want it to be crazy, you know, so sometimes it's good to just start off light-handed. So let's go ahead and blend this and see how pigmented it is. Ooh, yeah, that is pretty pigmented, and I used a small amount, so I feel like definitely go in lightly with this blush. But that color is so pretty, and it blended like effortlessly. Actually, okay, now that I blended it out, it is a little bit lighter than I would like. So I know it kind of picks up on camera brighter, but in my mirror, it's very light. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more, a full dot, I guess, because I do like my blush to be, you know, pigmented. I like it to stand out a little bit. I'm not really about natural blush that much. I do really like some pop-in cheeks. So yeah, I mean, in the camera, it's looking a lot crazier, but I swear it's like not that bad in my mirror. It actually looks so pretty. I love this shade too. It's honestly like the perfect pink. It's perfect for summer. I really like this. This formula feels really good. Like, it's definitely pigmented, like I said, and it blended out super easily. Like, I didn't have to use much effort at all to blend it. I really like this formula. I'm really impressed with this. I'm definitely gonna use this a lot. All right, let's finish up the other cheek here. I'll just do 2 dots just so I don't have to go in again. And let's even out this face. Yeah, look at how easily that blends. Now I'll just take my sponge again and just kind of blend into my concealer just to kind of even out any harsh lines. Yeah, that's how we're looking. I really like the blush. Also, I will say, I forgot to say, obviously I did my base makeup when I came back and said, oh, I finished up my eyes, and I also did my foundation, and I will say the primer did peel off on me. Now, I don't know if it's just user error because I put on, you know, skincare right before. Maybe I should let my skincare soak in a little bit more. But sometimes I feel like with certain skincare products, even if I let it soak in for like, you know, 10-15 minutes, sometimes products will still peel on them. So I don't know exactly what the reason was for that. I'm obviously gonna have to test it some more to see if I have that same issue again. I'll try it with maybe a different moisturizer, like one of my tried and true ones, and let it soak in maybe a bit longer as well. I was just getting like so excited to like just do my makeup, so I didn't really let it sit as long as maybe I should have. But yeah, I did have a bit of issues with the pilling when I was trying to apply my foundation. It was kind of pilling off a little bit, so that's super annoying. I hate when that happens, but we'll see if I can make it work, you know, the next time around. It could have just been my fault, you know, user error type of thing. But yeah, anyways, so I think that is almost it here. I am going to set my face, and then we can come back and do the lower lash line. I feel like I'm going to do a pop of color on the lower lash line. Maybe we can do one of the teal colors. Like this So Fresh color is really pretty. Or I could do a shimmer on the lower lash line as well. I don't know if I'm going to go matte or shimmer, but let me just go ahead and set my face, and then we'll come back and finish up the eyeshadow. All right, I'm back, set my face. Now let's go in with a different color to do on my lower lash line, and I'm going to take the pencil crease brush from Life and use this to apply the color under my lash line. I think I'm just gonna do this So Fresh shade. It's really pretty. I don't know if I want to do shimmer on the bottom, so I think I'm just gonna stick with the matte, and let's apply some of this So Fresh shade on the bottom. Okay, so this shade is definitely lighter than I thought. Not as pigmented. I don't know if you guys can really see it. It's not showing up a whole lot. So it's definitely a lighter, like pastel kind of teal, I would say. It's very, very light, and I'm using like a denser brush, so typically that would offer more pigment, but it's just really not that pigmented, to be honest. It's kind of like a washed out teal. I don't know. Don't know how I feel about this shade, to be honest. This one is kind of disappointing a little bit. I was hoping for more color payoff. Maybe I'll add a shimmer on top of it just because this one isn't as, you know, bright as I thought it would be. Okay, I'm gonna take the Sherbet, is that how you say it? I don't know. This shade right here, so it is a shimmer. I'm gonna take a little bit of that and just add that on top of the other shade that I use because it's just not showing up as much as I would like. I don't know how I like that either. I don't know, these teals are a little bit disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely liked the shades I used on the rest of my eye. I feel like those ones performed better. But it's not bad. I mean, it's nice if you just want a slight bit of color. You don't want something super bright and, you know, neon and, you know, like this is just like, I don't know, a nice softer, kind of muted teal. I mean, it's pretty, but I do like my shadows, my color shadows especially, to be a little bit more pigmented, but I do like that. It turned out all right, I think. It's probably gonna look better once I finish up my eyes. I mean, I want to go in with obviously mascara on the lower lash line, and I always do like a liner in my waterline. So let's do that and then we'll see how it looks. Okay, so that's how we're looking. I think it looks better now. I'm gonna take that same brush. I'm just gonna dust it off, and then I'm gonna dip back into the palette and I'm gonna put a different shimmer in my inner corner. So I think I'm gonna take the Sugar Rush shade right here, which is like a pretty shimmery gold, and let's see how that applies to the inner corner. Oh, I'm gonna use this mirror actually. It's a bit easier. Ooh, that's actually pretty. You guys see that? See, I think some of these shimmers are just better than the others in here. Some of them are more like, I don't know, more shimmery, more metallic-y. And then some of them are a bit softer. This shimmer I really like. This is perfect for the inner corner. It's super pretty. Definitely has pigment. I think I'm going to also add a little bit to my brow bone because I didn't highlight. So we can add a little bit there. I mean, it's not showing up as much on my brow, I feel like. But I think it looks pretty. I feel like the eye look came out decent. It's definitely not my favorite eyeshadow palette that I own, but I think it is nice. I think the quality feels, you know, I would say like mid. It's not like the best quality I own. It's also not the worst quality. So I think it's a decent palette. I'll definitely keep it and continue to use it. You know, try out the different shades, come up with different looks with it. Get my thoughts on it a bit more, but like first impression, I do like it. I think the look came out really pretty. I like the shimmer on the eye a lot. So yeah, so far I'm happy with it. All right, we are done my makeup. So let's go in and set this face down. And I'm gonna use the Morphe, this is the Continuous Prep and Set Mist that I got in my Icon box. So let's go ahead and try it out. Shake it up a little bit. And oh my goodness, why did the lid just fall off? Okay, let's try that again. Okay, there's definitely some issues with the lid. It's like kind of falling off a little bit. Didn't have that problem with my original one. So I don't think it sprayed as nicely as my other one that I used, like their original black one. So I don't know if I love that, but maybe I can fix the lid a bit better and get it to spray a bit better. But I like the scent of it. It feels nice on the skin. It feels really refreshing. So, I mean, we'll see. It's kind of just a packaging issue. But now that I have everything set down, let's try out the highlighter brush. This is kind of the last thing that I have to try out. So let's apply some highlighter, and I'm going way back in time, you guys. We have the Becca Cosmetics highlighter. This is the Opal shade. I love this. This is one of my favorite highlighters. I don't know if they still make this one because I know like Smashbox, I think bought Becca Cosmetics and they keep a couple of their products around. I don't know if this one's included. I really hope so because when I run out of this one, I would love to repurchase because it's one of my favorite highlighters. So let me just take a little bit on my brush here and apply. Ooh, look at that highlight, you guys. It's so pretty. But this brush feels so nice and it gives like a nice application. I love that. So yeah, I pretty much tried all of the brushes that I got except I think there's one that I didn't try. Let's do a little on the nose. The Precision shade or Precision shadow brush is the only one I didn't use. This one's just like a flat kind of brush for like packing on color because I use my finger for shimmers, so I didn't really need to use that one. Overall, I feel like it was a pretty successful try on. I don't think there's anything that I like hated. I mean, I had a little bit of issues with the primer, so I'm gonna have to keep testing that. And the setting spray apparently is like broken, but we'll see if I can get that to work a bit better. Everything else I really liked. The blush is probably my favorite product that we tried today, of course, because I love blushes. The palette was pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with my look that I did, so I will say I do like this palette. I think it's worth keeping if you get it in your box. If you like a little bit of color, but you also like neutrals, I feel like this is definitely a pretty palette to have in your collection because it kind of gives you a bit of both. The colors aren't too pigmented, so if you're scared of color, these are definitely more muted colors in my opinion. They're not super vibrant and like pigmented. So overall, I do like this palette though. I think it's a nice palette for spring and summertime. I'll definitely use it again. But yeah, that's pretty much everything, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you got any of these products in your Ipsy this month. I would love to hear, and let me know if you've tried them and what your thoughts are. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.